It will. It will if you make noise. Up there it goes. All right.
No, from Star, which is right there beside. It's very close.
Get out.
Yeah. Yeah, I love how this one is. Probably. Pretty much. Thanks. Are we good? Good.
And we are.
All right. Back over everyone's attention. Good evening. Hello, I'm Amy Isola, and I serve as secretary. This evening, Peggy Ross tonight is unable to be with us due to the passing of the father, John Durham. Please join me in keeping her family and your prayers in our community as well. Ben Moreno, who normally runs the meetings in Peggy's absence, is at he should be joining us at some point. So I'm afraid you have me. So I will apologize in advance. When you take that, hopefully everyone signed in. So please, if you did not, please make sure that you sign in so that we have record of your attendance. Also, you should have had several handouts that you could have picked up, an agenda along with reports from the extension agents. So with that, we are going to go ahead and get our meeting started. As we said, there's plenty to eat. There's some dessert if you didn't get that. Please feel free to come up and get more as the meeting progresses. To start this evening, Alexis is going to show us a community video around the community survey that we're going to be asked this evening during the course of the meeting. So this will serve as an introduction and overview of what we need.
So this is from the Dean of Extension, Dr. Stevenson, and it kind of talks about the survey that I'm going to give to you all. Some of you in this room I know have taken it already. Don't feel like you have to take it again, but we will be giving you that. And then if you could just kind of fill it out as we go, and then have it done at the end of the evening, then we are going to give those to Rita. She'll take them on campus where they are recorded. But this might be a little bit more background, and hopefully the sound and everything works. Today is not my night. Technology is done.
I want to thank you for your commitment to cooperative extension and for your service by our local councils and boards. Volunteers instrumental in the success of our programs. You are what makes our system so unique and impactful. While I wish I could be with you in person, I appreciate the opportunity to share key updates with you via the video message. It is an exciting time in our college extension. This summer, the college received a transformational $100 million gift from the Bill Gatton Foundation. This gift will elevate our work in all mission areas, research, teaching, and extension. To honor Mr. Gatton's parents, the college was renamed the Martin Gatton College of Agriculture, Food, and Environment. Later affirming development utilizes gift to make meaningful impacts aligned with the Gatton Foundation's vision and the mission of our college. Through strong county support and maximizing use of our state and federal funds, we have filled more than 70 active vacancies and hired more than 120 county staff. The strength of our county programs would not be possible without your local commitment. Our college is moving forward with new and renovated facilities. Both the Research and Education Center at Princeton and the Robinson Center for Appalachian Resource Sustainability at College in Jackson are overcoming the impact of severe weather disasters. Temporary facilities are in place in Princeton with expedited planning for reconstruction. Renovation and construction projects are progressing largely. The faculty and staff at both locations have gone above and beyond to minimize disruption and continue to fulfill their mission. New facilities for our college are also forthcoming with funding. Renovations to the Thomas Cooper House are completed, and facilities will soon turn into the welcome center for the college. The James B. Boyle Institute for Kentucky Spirits and Independent State Company and Boswell Family Barrel House in conclusion, the USDA Forest Animal Research Center is in the design phase. Additional facility projects in the design phase can provide new classrooms, academic spaces, research labs, offices, and more. I want to close our message with you with an invitation and challenge. We typically want parents to do media sessions and want participation in surveys. We also need your help as well. Agents will be working locally to promote the community assessment, and we know that you can help them increase the possible in the county. Please encourage your family, friends, neighbors, coworkers, and communities to provide feedback to the assessment. The survey will take 2 minutes to complete, and the results will help drive an education towards the program for the next 3 to 5 years. This will make the 10 people with whom you can share the survey, and then reach out. Local leaders and vital services. Thank you for your continued support.
Any questions? Okay, pretty straightforward, just give us your opinion, on what is needed in the community, fill them out.
We've done it, you want to do this.
I mean, if you want it, I put like more on everything. You can have Yes.
Alright, so if y'all just continue to fill that out throughout the evening, Tyler's gonna share with us now the meeting room certificates.
Sure. So, as you all know, we have this very lovely building, and we like to justify the cost for it by we track all of our statistical contacts, and we have that listed up here on the screen. So, different agent-led programming and agent partner groups, there has been 375 different events held here since January 1st to last Friday. And a total of 6,302 people have attended those events. Of the non-extension partner groups that's been here at the office, they've had 21 different meetings here, and for a total of 928 people have attended. So the grand total of people that have been in this office or attended this office for a meeting has been 7,230 people since January 1st.
Any questions for Tyler? Okay, thank you. Now I'm going to the agent updates.
All right, so you all have our sheets, we'll go over all of them, but just wanted to hit the highlights and then open it up if you have questions about anything on here. And hopefully I got everything, I looked through my calendar today as I was writing these down, and it was horrifying, to see what I have been through since March. There's a lot of turtles everywhere, but, one that I wanted to highlight that has happened recently was the beginner beekeeping series. So we have our we've had 2 completed classes, 2 out of 4, our 3rd one is tomorrow night. Those classes have had guest speakers at them, University of Kentucky, we've had a local beekeeper, we have a Kentucky State University person coming tomorrow. They've been done some hands-on things, and we've had 50 people each time. for that class. It's a free class open to the public, and so we're really pleased. It is a joint program between Boyle and Mercer County, but they are held here in this building, just because of kind of space. And so, we've had 50 people every time for that, including children who are wanting to be active beekeepers. They're not just there with mom because she was keeping. Last time we had a little girl and a little boy who were actively asking questions. And that was really fun to see that they're going to be new being a beekeeper. So, really proud of that program, with Jessica from Mercer County. And then another one I wanted to highlight because I just submitted the paperwork for it. Was our Plant for the Planet program. So Bo Weston, who's here tonight, we worked with him and I worked with him and the city of Danville to come up with money to plant trees around Boyle County. And so the goal is always to stay the sidewalk when possible, replacing trees that are going down, to make the city, to make the county more walkable and more friendly. So we get people out, we get them moving around. So since this began 10 years ago, began the year I started here, I don't think that's because of me, but it just happened to start the year I was here and I got to be involved from the very beginning. We've planted just under 500 trees to my count and around the community. And we're going to put in another 50. I just submitted that paperwork to the city last week. Another 50 trees will be going in. Some of them will go here. We're going to form a little mini arboretum around our trail up here. So it'll be educational. It'll have signage on it. So if people are like, wow, that's a really cool tree. What is it? There'll be a QR code where they can link back to UK resources that tell you everything you need to know about that tree. With the focus on native species. So the next planting will start in Candlewood, is where we're going to focus the first of our efforts. So we're really excited. I'm really proud to be involved with that and the organization and the people and the community as well as the city. So really proud of that. Any questions? Excellent. Yeah. I think a couple of things that I've got from here. We're doing all the normal things, busy a lot, but we have two really special things coming up. One, our teams, 6 of our teams and 7 teams from Lincoln County will be going to the Alaska 4-H Volunteer Summit in February. And he will have to go with them. So we will be, there are Lewis Cox, adult volunteers going with us from Boyle County. There's 2 adults from Lincoln County going. So we'll be flying into Fairbanks in February. If you're not familiar, that's about an average of 4. And with a low of -14 on the average. I know. They have it experimental to work, so there is a track that teenagers can be participating. So all of our teams will be in volunteer track learning about 4-H and volunteers in Alaska, which is very, very unique, not only because it's Alaska, but because almost all of those young people in 4-H in Alaska are military. So it's going to be a very different culture. So we're hoping that they learn a lot and we learn a lot. We're going to fly into Fairbanks and we have one day to see some museums and things like that. And it is the World Ice Carving Championship. So if you take a look at that on the website, it's incredible. There's only 8 hours of daylight. So we'll be looking at that in the dark, in the cold. Then we have 2 days of workshops. The next day we are flying because you don't drive anywhere in Alaska in February. We are flying down to Anchorage where we will see the beginning of the Iditarod dog sled race. Yes, and they're very excited. Our young people are very, very excited. Part of our pre-conference tours is going to the reindeer and yak farm run by the university. We're also going to, we can go to an indigenous culture museum. They have the Northern Lights viewing because it's such time of year. So they will the science of the Northern Lights and things like that. So it's going to be a very, very different sort of an event for our young people and for those of us who are adults. And then
quite different right here in the county. We just met, Billy Joe, myself, and the agent and staff assistant, program assistant in Mercer County. We just met with the court designated workers in Mercer and Boyle counties, and we are starting doing adulting classes for the young people in those court designated counties, the diversion programs. So Jennifer was saying what they have now is young people are handed a packet. You know, if you're in there, these are all young people that have charged with what would be a crime, right? So, and that includes vaping and cigarette smoking and alcohol use and all that sorts of things for underage people. So they range from 0 up to 75 kids at a time in this program. So we're designing it to kind of spread it out. Middle schoolers every other week and high schoolers every other week. So we'll be meeting with a group of those young people from Boyle County every week, doing a variety of adulting topics like personal finance and substance abuse and sewing and cooking and goal setting and building a resume and all those sorts of things, starting November 1st. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know how we're going to teach resume building to 75 kids at one time, much less cooking something, but we're doing that. Anybody have any questions? Yes, yes. Yeah. Oh. Okay.
I did not type up an agent update. Today I drove down to Kansas City to take our first master clothing volunteer, Carolyn Alston, down to master clothing volunteer training that they're having this week. So we got to go down there and hung out with them for a bit, and then I came in on 2 wheels on here for this meeting. So I'm just gonna throw a couple things at you that we've been up to. I want you to go ahead and go to Facebook and like the Boyle County Family and Consumer Sciences page, because that's where you'll find all of the classes, all of the things that I've got going on. I'll tell you that the in the recent months, actually Heather's been here since May, but Heather Morris is my FCS program assistant, and she's been an absolute delight to have, and she's been so helpful and wonderful. She's the one that does all the Facebook, because she's got time, and she's 23 and she's on it, and so that is great. But I also just recently welcomed on Millie Ledford. She has come on as the Boyle Lincoln PT assistant of the nutrition education program. So that's a different kind of money in the UK, where they train these individuals to go out in the communities and really teach specifically nutrition education and all sorts of life skills through that, like budgeting for food and eating healthy, food safety, things like that. So Millie came on last Monday, and she has stayed, which has been amazing. So I'm just glad to have a whole team. I have a team now. I feel like I'm, reaching the heights that Kim has with her program, and I get to build my own this way, and I'm so excited. But let's see, those 2 new hires, I wanted to tell you about that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just say that last week, the other thing I'll point out, we had our first ever trade event here at the Extension Office, Rubber Pavilion. We had 350 people come from the community, come through, they played games, they did activities, they painted pumpkins, we had kids and adults doing all sorts of activities, and it was a really fun, family-friendly event that we did for the first time. I'm just really excited to be successful, because when I tell you, 6 to 8, at 5:30, it was pouring the rain. I mean, pouring, and the wind was blowing, and it was frigid cold, and we still had 350 people come to that program because they love the decision on this and we'll be here for our meetings. So, those are the things I wanted to share. Of course, always look on our Facebook for upcoming classes and things. We've always got, you know, cooking classes, bunch of sewing classes, craft camps happening this weekend. I'm not gonna think about that right now. We don't have time for that right now. But, we've got a lot of stuff going on, so check out Facebook, check out our website for more information. Does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, if you had trouble treating all this was looking around.
Do that.
Hello again. If you all can remember back to March 30th, our last CPC meeting, I brought forward the idea of having a beginning farmer series. Fast forward to October, we're currently in the middle of that series, and it's going really, really well. We have really good turnout on our first meeting. It was over building your business plans and record keeping. We had 22 beginning farmers come out for that for a not so exciting topic, as you can imagine, who enjoys record keeping. And then we built upon that by including the FSA, Kentucky State University, as well as K-Card. Anybody here know what K-Card stands for? I'm finding out a lot of people don't. That's the Kentucky Center for Agriculture and Rural Development. So we had one of their representatives come down, and most of their programs are free that they can offer. And that was this month, we had them down. Next month, on the 28th, so after everybody gets their belly full from Thanksgiving, we'll be having our farm design and layout program. We're gonna have Dr. Steve Higgins come down. And then in December, on the 12th, we're gonna have meeting your machinery meeting. So this program is something that came out of meetings we called that both me and Alexis did get, so she's also a partner on it. And we've got really good results from our surveys and evaluation. So I'll be happy to report with you all after we conclude the series. Another thing I'd like to mention is Central Kentucky Ag Agency, we stole this idea from the Eastern Kentucky Ag Agency. And that's doing a hate contest. So this year is the first year that we've been able to offer the Central Kentucky hate contest. And we've gotten some ground here in the county about people coming in and getting the hay pro, wanting to test their own hay, and then shipping it off to lab or having me do that, or then having me come out and offer that service through the contest, which is totally free. So thank you all. Does anybody have any questions?
Thank you. All right, next item on the agenda, are the meeting dates that we meet as a group. Currently, we meet twice a year, and we wanted to have a discussion about if we feel like that is adequate, or if we need to possibly look at the meeting schedule. Just for some historical purposes, for those of you who may be new to the group, we used to meet quarterly. We determined probably during the height of COVID, that the same information could be shared by meeting twice a year versus 4 times a year. So that's 2 meetings versus 4 meetings a year. But we also have had some feedback from some people explaining that they would like to have more meetings. That the quarterly meetings, we tended to feel like we were getting information on a more regular basis. So does anyone have any thoughts about that? Strong feelings about? Would you like to continue with meeting twice a year? Would you like to go back to 4 times a year? I will say that I believe we feel like everything's getting shared as it needs to be, and business has been conducted as it needs to be.
The requirements for, what we need to do during certain times of the year are met. That's why we meet in October, that's why we meet in March, so that you all have time to review the budget, you can make decision board nominations, CEC nominations. And it doesn't have to be a one or the other. If you all want to meet one time in the summer via Zoom and, talk about just what we're up to. It's informal, it could be a lunchtime thing. If you all are trying twice, it is 100% up to you. It was just something that since we have new members, since we're out of COVID, to bring that up to your attention. A lot of counties, most counties are at 4 meetings a year again. But every county makes their own decision, and so it can be whatever form that you all want. but we have to stick to the two because we need those, to get done what we need to get done. But if you all want more sharing, be able to communicate with us more, work in programming, do more things, we can meet more, that's fine, and we can meet in any form or fashion that is easiest for you all. But it was just something that we thought needed to be brought up to those of you here that are new, or maybe that you're used to the 4 times a year. If you want free dinner 4 times a year, that's okay too, you can say that. Like, I'll feed you, let me know what you want. But any thoughts on that would be appreciated.
The fair things you covered is too, that, I mean, that meets the need, but if there is a significant enough people who are saying, we feel like we're losing that connection, maybe adding a 3rd meeting, every 4 months, and maybe not jump into the 4, but let's do 3 weeks that need, so that people are feeling like there's a disconnect. Just a thought.
That's a motion for 3, I'll second it, I like that idea, just like the summer meeting.
Is there a significant, you feel, I don't know who the feedback's gone to, is it just like, okay, we feel like there's I don't know the definition of significant, but is there enough you feel like?
Alexis, have you heard from them? I've not heard, I know I was the person who expressed a desire to get together more frequently because I felt like, there seemed to be a lot of information for sharing in the meetings, and I just felt like that if we met more than twice a year, that maybe, people would feel more connected. So. But I think that's where
We need you all to feel connected to each other and your community and your voice to share that with us. So if that's, we don't have a problem, like, we're working, you know, so we'll be here eating pizza if you want us here eating pizza. Is there, you know, because the summer meeting, one of the reasons we switched was not only COVID, but was forum meetings. So we found that our meetings that were towards the summer were harder to get people to. Because obviously we all have 100 things going on. Would you all like if we did a summer meeting, just, hey, this is what's going on? Would that be better to do in person, in evening, via Zoom, during lunch? Whatever you all want.
If you did a 3rd meeting, could you do like, no, I don't think it's the nitty gritty, but if you did like in January, right before summer, and early fall, and that way, it's hard to get that home.
Yeah, as long as we play it right for, the reason we do them in March and October is for budget reasons, so we don't have information to do the budget until a certain day, and then we have to meet, and then we have to have it to the district board by a certain day. So it's kind of March is usually what we've been, we do it earlier, and then October is because we have to have names to the judge executive, I never got to it first. Well, we could do that even earlier, for sure, just that's our thing. Meeting access is good. And I mean, of course, we would always love to have a forum in case there are single item, but the summer meeting is mostly the connection of it and filling you all in and maybe getting you all some of the marketing materials that you all can share with people you know who might be interested. If it's gonna be less actionable items that need to vote, then having that meeting with people who can attend, if there's a forum there, if there's a forum, there's not. So that's also.
How many people are we looking at maintenance? I mean, we're looking at 5, 10, 15, you know.
Well, I guess very, part of it would be what weight do you put towards people? If there's been a concern in administration that, and maybe they're hearing feedback that's going to administration that we're not meeting enough. We've had feedback from administration saying, hey, you all are only doing 2 meetings, are you sure that's good? Like, are you sure that's okay? And so that's why, and then we hear, you know, when Amy, who's, you know, been around a while, is saying, hey, maybe we need to connect more. So I don't really have a number to give you, I have the weight of some.
Okay, so the reason I make that, we just have 2 meetings now. I want the darn him to be here. Because of that reason. Where beforehand, Wait a minute.
Yeah. Sure.
So the ones that went to administration didn't have to come to us and say they wanted to meet more?
Oh, no, I administration that said that we should be.
Oh,
And when you say administration, who you talking about?
My boss.
Anytime,
And what I want to specify, it wasn't just her. So this was also, we're just right on her, she's sitting on there, I think.
It's totally your choice though. There are a lot of counties that do meet 4 times a year. Quarterly meetings, and we did talk about that in our training things that we had this spring. About the possibility of some more of our county council moving that direction. But again, that's totally your choice, on what you want to do. We have to at least the two that we need to. And it would definitely help to connect us.
so I'm just gonna ask this, is it gonna give us more of a black eye with UK since we don't do this since we're well on our way for the black eye?
You're good. You're good.
Just wanna know where we stand.
It has to work. Every county, as you guys know, every county is wrapped in space, and then it's very, very important. So if it works for you, great. If it doesn't, you know, that.
I mean, I understand it, and that's fine, but if it's coming from up above in the situation this county's in right now, and we don't do it, then we're gonna get another slap on the wrist.
You're okay.
So I just wanna make
It's
sure.
okay.
So there was a motion out there in a second. Okay.
I'm glad that this group exists to help support agents and their program. If I'm very comfortable leading with the agents, if sometime during the year, we can be advocates for you in the community, I think we're all willing to do it.
It's not our decision to make. You all are our bosses. So, right, Rita makes sure my check gets cut, but you all tell me what I do every day. So it would be better to come from you all, but I think that we would be excited about having something that those able to attend, maybe via Zoom, where we can share marketing info with you all. We can share what's going on. You all can say, hey, I saw this really cool thing that Washington County is doing. Have you all thought about doing that? If that's something where we're gonna get 10 people at, and you all have the opportunity to share, we are really and more than happy to do that. And we can do, if it's on Zoom, we can do that from anywhere. So if Kim's, at camp, well, maybe not. If Kim's in Alaska. Or Alicia is at, craft camp or something like that, we can step away for a 45-minute meeting over Zoom. We are more than happy to do that. If that is good with the group, I think I'm comfortable saying that's good with us, but that is, you all are help us to do, but I appreciate that. What's up, Melissa?
Well, I'm not one to advocate for more meetings, but when I said I would do this, I thought it was more, so I was kind of surprised it was only like this. And I do think, it is hard to have some activity just twice a year and be fully informed of what's going on. But I do not think Zoom is good for connectivity. I prefer in person by far, and also I would love to bring me yeah.
We've got a lot of ideas floating around. We need something.
I make a motion that we add a summer meeting.
Second.
Sorry, guys, I think we've got to get y'all.
Point of order, we already had a motion on the floor.
It was not.
Someone asked me to make a motion. Okay, all right. I misunderstood.
So,
So we have a first, a second.
I don't know if it's worth saying, we maybe put in parentheses that let's do it as a trial, see how it is. And see what kind of response we get, and that way.
So your bylaws now say that you have had two. So anything you add will just be the thing unless the thing.
seconded?
Right.
All in favor, say aye. Any opposed?
Okay, excellent. Now, can we maybe pick some dates or pick some months? Pick some dates would be great, at least for the March meeting.
So when do we normally, remind me, don't we have a set, like it's the third,
Tuesdays or Thursdays, usually Tuesdays or Thursdays. We used to have a set, but we had some other meetings get changed that a lot of people went to, so it's kind of been. But Tuesdays or Thursdays are preferable, unless this committee is like, actually Wednesdays are not better, it's up to you all. There's no set law for that. But March, last March, we had it March 30th, so anytime in the month of March would be good for what we cover for the budget and plan of work. If we go too much earlier than that, we risk not having those numbers available to us. And we can't go later than that, we need to have those numbers passed by the board and available for that.
Can it be the week before the last week of March, because spring break is first, the people start, yeah.
so Tuesday, March the 19th.
Works for me. Not that my opinion matters, but. I mean, I think it does, but
Does anyone have any concern with that day?
Any other meetings you know of that are big, that would probably take a lot of people out of the room, like a school board meeting, or, you know, something like standing meetings and things like, anybody have any standing meetings that would conflict? So you'd love to avoid them, I mean.
So why don't we go with March 15th? You wanna go ahead and set the summer date too?
If you don't want to, that's great, that's be planned year in advance. I just got my planner for 2024, I'm super.
even the first time.
So. Again, you want to be in, and we would like to do Tuesday, the 18th. With that same week.
Have that as a second.
Thank you. On the 20th, June.
Sorry.
That's okay. We're good.
Now, the 19th is Juneteenth. Is that holiday for everyone?
Yes.
What date did you say?
June 18th, but June 19th is Juneteenth and the extension office will be closed. Correct.
So, yeah, we can do Monday. If you want.
I don't have conflict.
What about June 25th?
Make sure not to be at the beach. That's for you.
All right. So June 25th.
I'll send this all.
All right, and then, so June 25th for June. And then in October. Would you all like to stick with the same week of being the second? Does that work for everyone? Fall breaks should be finished. I'm good.
I know, like, what is fall? What is vacation?
That's all right.
I'm here all the time.
So you're at the Turkey, you get to be for that.
Are they not?
It's
So we'll stick with October 22nd then unless I hear otherwise. All right, so our 2024 meeting dates be better. Right, great. All right, now, any other discussion about dates or frequency of meeting?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
this is my first CEC meeting. I was just wondering if we might just go around the room and let everybody introduce themselves and kind of like what their position is.
My apologies.
That's okay.
Thank you. Let me, I've already introduced myself, but maybe it's Chloe Farmers and I'm from the, CEC side.
At large, you're at large.
At large, thank you. Okay.
Kimberly Velasco, I am with the Services Association.
Brian Burkett, I do farmers market, I'm here for the horticulture side.
Bo Weston, I teach at Center and I'm also in the horse.
Margaret Levi, I'm an attorney and I'm on the horticulture side. Melissa McAllister, work at UK's Water Research Institute, and I guess I'm in the natural resource side. I have a Kathy Miles with Boyle County Agency for Substance Abuse Policy, FCS. I'm president, I believe.
My name is Rita Stewart, I'm your area extension director with UK, and I appreciate all of you guys.
I'm Shirley Bottom, I'm the county judge and I am on the district court.
Tom Ellis, Judge Pro Tem and Magistrate of the District.
Jane Dewey, the Amber School. I bet I'm not hard.
I'm Deanna Ashmore. I'm actually a program for in Mercer County, and I'm with Florida.
Danielle Porter, 4-H District Board Representative and past president of the 4-H Council.
Russell Anderson, council, and I'm more in the development.
You're running for it.
And what's the commission?
Tyler, Agnes, Reese,
That's yes.
Ray Graves, and our representative.
I'm Kendra Hageman, I'm a district board member,
And vice currently most chair.
Danny Lay, District Board Member for AMR.
Very well, you know.
And our name is Golden Research Center and thank you all. Thank you. That's what happens when you get the secretary in front of the
All right, if we can, let's move on to district board nominations. And I understand that we need a nomination for one ag spot and one horticulture spot.
I'm Ray Graves, and for the ag spot, I've got, Barry Welty and Spencer Gwynn.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I'm Bo Weston and for the horticulture spot, I have Ken Damon and Preston Mike.
And Alexis, remind me, we didn't do that on the. Yes, okay. So, would anyone entertain a motion to accept the nominees as presented? So, I have a first from Kathy and a second from, I'm sorry, Brian. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Let's move on then to the extension, the CEC nominations. These are open to the floor. So fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you look at it, Jamie, Ben, and I are all rolling off of our positions. So we need to have someone for the position of president, someone for the position of vice president, and someone for the position of secretary. Say that again, let's.
So there are membership positions that need to be filled, or as an example, Ben and Jamie on off of the case. There's ag positions, FBS and 4-H positions that all need to be filled. And from those people who are then on the board, starting in 2024, we will need a new president, vice president, or vice chair, chair, and secretary.
So you probably want to do membership nominations first.
Right.
And then the boss.
Do we have any membership nominations?
I'd like to nominate that lady for the meeting.
I did not hear that, I'm sorry.
That lady, sorry.
Lahey.
Okay, I would like to nominate, Louis Cox and Kim Turner
Those are for it.
from the Rights Council. Okay.
I don't like to nominate Dr. Pettit Johnson, the ag representative.
For ag, I've also got Richard Burke and Samuel Ferrari.
We'll spell all those names.
Yeah, because I'm not even considered, right?
There's a lot of red squiggles at this.
Do I have a motion to accept the nominations? Second,
I've got a question. Did that fill all the positions or is it overfilled or
That should fill everyone who's rolling on.
just to make sure?
second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Now, Alexis, remind me, sorry, we need to see if anyone's interested in serving in the 7 spots now.
We have to have someone.
Okay.
None of you.
We don't get to leave until someone says it, please. So I can comment on the secretary.
Start locking doors.
I will tell you all that this doesn't require a lot of extra work. It's literally taking some minutes during a meeting and sending those on to Alexis afterwards. I can't really speak to what Ben and Jay have done, but I know that they've run the meetings before and a handful of extra meetings. Is that correct?
We usually try and meet with the executive committee before a meeting, just to, go over their thoughts and, we can tell them things have to happen such as the board nominations, the budget review, those types of things, and then they put their input into the agenda, beyond that, and so we usually try and either right before a meeting, or we've done, we can do Zoom, we can do whatever, it's not a lengthy process.
Not a huge time commitment.
No. Even with moving to 3 meetings. I did it when we were meeting with quarterly, yeah, so. Do we need nominations or are we able to have people volunteer?
Gosh, people volunteer, that would be.
I'm gonna get you one of our new, marketing, UK cups, the new logo. Like, I feel like I'm gonna step up at this time, but I'm gonna go with my confidence. Please do.
You can volunteer, we will still vote on you,
Okay.
but you can self-volunteer.
I only do secretary positions for like everyone else, so I don't mind to do it.
I want,
Where?
no, are you sure you don't want another type of position?
No,
Okay.
I am confident in my abilities to pass those 3 Ws.
I understand.
Nomination for VM. Type that up.
For a second.
Diana nominates Steve. I'm getting close.
Okay. Do we have anyone who would like to nominate themselves or nominate someone else for vice president or vice chair, sorry, and president?
Or secretary, we can find it out.
Great way to get back to the community, folks. Not a huge time commitment.
There's always food.
You work with great people. Great, thank you. President, but I'm getting a big, but your wife, I'm getting a big face. We've all been there.
Is it bad that I have self-care in the form of becoming a vice president?
Yeah. I promise you it bothers you more than it bothers me. I think all been there. Okay. Now I just need one more person. Who would like to serve?
I just want to point out these before I, just pointing that out.
There's a cup. That's coming your way.
Y'all really want these doors and then we go wrong. I would do it. I'm not. Like sweat.
This cup, it has one of your names on it. This cup, keep already volunteering water.
Would anyone like to nominate someone?
Who's not here? Someone.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Who's not here?
Yes. Who's not here?
Who's here?
And the person's rolling off, we renominate him.
Great question. And a person who's rolling off be renominated.
Either.
If they're eligible to serve another term.
If they were nominated tonight.
Yeah, we've never nominated tonight.
Like, it's rolled off or renominated.
It's part of the, executive committee have these members already. So if they're rolling off and they've not been brought back on, then they can nominate the index.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. I think really. All right, folks, you need a president.
Please don't make me go to president.
I will make your job so the guys on 6 terms for 2. Is that correct? I don't know.
I've been senator around quite a while.
I know.
COVID messed with you.
So officers are elected for 1-year terms and may serve 2 consecutive terms in the same office. For the bylaws, yeah.
You're only on the one year.
It's a very easy role. It's very, it really is fulfilling, I promise. I realize I'm not good president. I'm leading the meeting tonight, it's very fulfilling, so.
Yeah.
A little bird told me that if you would be president, someone else would be vice.
I'll accept the terms of your nomination. Our negotiations today, that's a transfer. I can. And is that allowed because I'm on the board?
Yes.
It's allowed.
Right, so can we go through, so the nomination for president is
Danielle.
right, vice president
Robert.
and secretary.
Yeah.
All right, I have a motion to accept the slate as presented.
Move.
Move second. All in favor? Okay, all in favor, aye. Any opposed? Wonderful, thank you guys. Great work, guys. Thank you all. I sincerely appreciate those of you for your continued time to extension. All right, Alexis, do you want to talk about the?
You should have been a little behavior that might have been, yeah, you have not got a few more over here. With your term expiration and, whether or not you're on a second term. So, any questions on that?
For the terms for regular
3 years.
3 years.
In 3 years, you can serve 2 consecutive, and then you have to be off at least a year before you can come back. Do you have any other questions or have any suggestions? Feel free to speak.
Wonderful, okay, thank you. All right, moving on, we're almost there, guys, we're almost there. Meeting room policy, define changing form of committee to discuss, drafting and updates. Some examples would include, no grilling of their awnings and specifying what counts as educational activities. We need a group of 3 to 5 people willing to meet in person or Zoom to review the current policy and give extension update on changes or input on changes.
I'll be on that.
Thank you, Margaret. Anyone else?
I'll be on.
Thank you. I need at least one more person. Thank you, Kevin. Okay, anyone else interested in serving as a volunteer on this policy? Great. Anyone else? Final call. Great. If you change your mind in the middle of the night.
Too late.
I was gonna say, what would you call it? Well, there we go.
I'll be reaching out. And, yeah, so me and Barry will be in contact and we'll.
Do we have any other business that needs to be brought in front of the committee this evening? Before I turn it over to, Rita. Provide us with it. Yes.
I do, please. Sure. I don't know if everybody's aware of it or not, but I think it would be a good idea. For the group to come together and try to, rectify some black eyes that we've gotten in the community here lately. We need to come up with some idea to get ourselves out there because being on the front page of the paper is not the right place to be. Just throwing that out there, at you all. We've got a good thing going here. We've got a group that's not happy with it, but we need to come together and do something to really get guys looking back at us in a positive way. I don't care what if that's a committee needs to be formed to look at it, if it's something that needs to be done, I'm all for it. I'm just throwing that out there. It's got to start here before we go any further.
I'm a little behind. What black eyes are you referring to?
Well, we've got a huge black eye because of the tax increase. Which we used what UK sent down to us. But it made the front page of the paper because the fiscal court had to pass it, but didn't want to. So we're on that, and then there's been talk in and out of the county about a couple other things, use of facilities, not following the rules and all that. We just need to get back on track and prove that it's a positive outing now. It's an educational aspect, and we can do what we need to do. It's a wonderful campus. It can get a lot of things done. You just need to look over whatever in front of us and continue on. We need to take a forward step with this group. And if it means forming a committee, I'll sit on it, try to help. Whatever we need to do, I'm just putting that out there because what I call black eyes is not looking well. And I know from what I've been through, the district board has been through a whole lot this year trying to make sure everything is the way it should be in the right way. I feel like they've been put under the bus a little bit because they had no way to control what they did. So we need to support them and help them too, so.
If I can add to that, Ray, I am in no way tooting my own horn. Hear me when I say that. But if there's a way to serve in this county through 4-H, I have been to the things, I've done the things, I've led, and I have never in my life had my personal name slandered so much in my entire life than I have in the last 2 years as a member of the district board or nominee of the district board. To the point where if my children were not residents of this county, I would not be here any longer. So I agree, something needs to be done because we're about to lose a whole lot of really good people, myself included. That literally give their life to this county's program. So I think you guys as a district, as a county city council need to understand the extent to which some of that black eye is happening. Because it's not just a black eye for me anymore, like, I've been in the ring for 9 rounds, and I'm over it. So. I hope UK does that as well for you, because the lack of support from UK is comes down as well.
So it sounds like the committee might be helpful.
I'm all for making a motion that we form a committee to try to see what we can do to help the situation and get us back into good grace.
Marketing and community engagement committee or something
Like
like that.
PR more than anything, like,
PR is exactly what's needed here.
Yeah.
Well, this is what the council's trying to do, but I'm not really aware.
And maybe the council as a whole doesn't have a clear picture of what the life has happened. And then there's someone who can enlighten. Kind of thing. We got a couple of the reports here, UK here, and it's. I mean, I think the council needs to have an understanding of kind of what, where everybody's coming from with these concerns and what is to repair. There's been a lot of work about the community shedding of that light on the extension. So that is extremely important, because I know how hard it's and how we live this work. And so if you as a committee, don't, or council who does not understand, see the articles in the paper, I think it needs to be talked about, so everybody is on the same page. And I think that's where raising them from.
if there are specific questions, I'm happy to answer those.
If you guys want to try to utilize on it. Rita, Shirley, Shirley.
Sure. So, I think it's perfectly fine if you all want to form a committee and if you want to look at how we move forward in a positive way. I don't necessarily think we need to keep looking back and bringing all of that up. What's really important is that we try to figure out how to make it better moving forward. And so I would hesitate for you all to rehash everything that's happened in the past, because it just fosters negativity. So if we can move forward in a positive way and figure out how to make those things happen, I think that's a good plan for all of us to be on the same page and try to move forward in a positive way. Now, having said that, this past year, a lot of us that are new here, myself included, I started in this role as your area station director on January the 3rd. I knew nothing about what really happened in the past. And I can tell you that Judge is the same about it. So we have worked very hard, same thing for Natasha. And it really makes me sad to hear that lack of support. Because guys, we have worked so very, very, very hard and given so much time to this county and to this situation. And it makes me sad that we don't feel like we have that support, because we really need a lot of support. And I'm sorry it's not come to us that way. But I do agree, but let's move forward in a positive way. Let's don't continually focus on the past and what has happened, but rather how we can move forward. And that's what we have tried so very, very hard to do this past year. We have promoted your agents. You've got great agents in the county that's great programming. They are loved by everyone in the community. And you know, we try so hard to let everybody know what they've done. It really is hard that Tyler presented of the numbers for the awful usage that speaks volumes for your institution agency here. And, you know, it is my privilege and my honor to work with you guys as leaders and to work with agents here in my other counties. And I take that role very seriously. So there's nothing I would love more than for us to move forward in a very positive way. So I think looking to the future and how we want to get there and having that perception that I think that's a very good thing. So those are just my thoughts. I really like to focus on the negative things that have happened and just figure out how we work together and move forward.
I don't think we can ignore the negative, but I think we need to rebuild the tarnish reputation of our agents that have the body is. I think there's been a lot of bad press out there, and I think unfortunately they take a lot of it, and that's not good. Because I know how I'm working. So we as a council need to get out there and repair the damage that's been done through.
And definitely you
Over the
guys.
last year, I don't want to do that, because it's been a hell of a.
Yeah.
As a district board member, and it's not been fun, so I'm hoping for our agents that it can be. And I think the council needs to help build them back up. And the community side, because I think there's been a lot of damage done in the community. Our community has. So.
Is it possible to have some kind of, just like committees, but a committee of, so. We support, so the council supports the agent, gets in the district, supports the council, the CEC supports the district, UK supports all of them. There's no way to get everyone in the same room and start talking about it. Who needs support? What do the agents need? What is meaningful for them? What does it mean to be supported? What's it mean to the council to be supported? What's it mean for the district to feel supported? What does it mean for the executive, the CEC to feel supported? I think, are those questions never been asked?
Need a group therapist session.
It's almost like,
Good thing you got a therapist right here.
it's almost like saying, I'm supporting you. But it doesn't like supporting them. That's not. Is there any way to get that on? I mean, that's not kind of policy. So you can yes, the CEC, we need for support. CEC needs as the district, we need for support. The district as the council, we need support. We also want the agency.
Right.
But I'm just saying that seems to be kind of the hierarchy of the whole thing. And at the end of the day, we're all asking the question, what do the agents need? Because they're the ones who fight. They're the ones who get hit on all ends. And if we're not supporting them, we're all. So is the committee possible to get everybody who has a stake in supporting the agents all together, start hashing some of this out in a positive way?
I'm gonna make an unpopular comment. I don't read for pivot charts. So.
Yeah.
Run out the articles pretty quickly, and I work community schools, so we can, we get a little bit first. It's getting better. So, that being said, I think just our boards that support horticulture and consumer science, I think if those agents say, hey, I just got dragged through the mud. I mean, if somebody went after me, yeah, I would come after them. Like, or Alexis, or, yeah, any of you, because they supported my kids, my family, and done them, and our students, and they do that, and Danielle's amazing. And so, that being said, I feel like if we've already got this people in place, like you said, that's not committed, like, I feel like if we all keep joining different things, it's gonna be like, okay, nobody wants to be.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna be harder.
But it seems, it just seems to be a communication issue.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
it's-
hearing. I don't know all the ins and outs of all this stuff, but it sounds like.
It sounds like one person had some miscommunication and then it fired them all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it did, I saw it.
Most of the
better.
You guys, most of your district board, you go to UK, all in this group right now, and they're all usually in attendance at.
But do those issues that are going out and about, are they being addressed here? I mean, were they being addressed?
I think that's great. I don't wanna speak for Ray and Kendra, but I think that's what they're asking. Yeah, I'm asking the council, we need to lift these agents up, because they have been drugged through the mud. In the public. And I'm asking you, and I think that's where Ray's coming from too, is we need to get out there and talk to people, and tell them how great this place is. Because it really is a great place.
Have we done any of the agents thing on social media recently?
I mean, they have their own.
So we start there. See how the community responds to it. If it continues to be a concern, we address it in the March meeting. Work.
Blitz, marketing blitz.
Do the rotating folks, and I'm asking this, I'm not asking this to be flip, it's Virginia. Do the people who we need to influence get back on track, are they on social media? Yeah.
Oh, I'd say this.
Okay, because not everybody is on social media, so, you know what else would be lovely? It's in the paper. I get it, but if they would do a similar thing, as we're doing on social media.
Like a agent of the week.
Agent of the week or spotlight program spotlights. Program spotlights. They're looking for content.
And you know, you write it, you build If you guys have a hard time finding, putting good stuff about yourselves, out, we can do that for you too. Hands down, you know.
That's summary, I think we want, but we want, we're gonna have support going forward because it's not been fun.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
And if we're feeling it that way, I can imagine those four right there.
Yeah, so, yeah, if I feel it, I can imagine. So I'm asking the council to build these kids back up because they've worked in their tails. So.
So on that note, sorry, just to make sure I'm clear, we want to improve the community's views on extension. And our first step is to meet the agents on social media. And then we'll reconvene from there.
Use the newspaper for the program spotlight.
Yeah, I would. So really, I don't know what's appropriate for you all, Richard. I don't know what's appropriate.
Yeah, so that's my question. Do you want us to brag on ourselves?
I would what I should have to. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem. I personally don't check that. Calling the paper and saying, you know, we.
And you can ask the 4-Hers what they think too, like,
Yeah.
the people like, yeah, you serve, definitely, I'm sure. All the kids, like, ranchers would probably take on the responsibility of actually driving it, yeah. Doing, they other usually all those programs, not just range, that was unnecessary.
Okay, so we'll also explore doing something in the paper as well.
I'm not.
Good stuff, that sound like a good start, and then everything can be reassessed in March. Okay, right there, I think that's now, when you're out in the community, yes.
Let's put a powerful together.
Thank you all. Any other business that we need to discuss?
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
I don't know what I answered this, but I was contacting one of the prison EPO association. When we cook as fundraiser. Megan called me up for this cook. And they didn't want it for a workers appreciation. We got 2 days again. They got a little late start, so they decided. to do. But I'm looking, you know, if they could possibly, so they wouldn't have to spend $3,000. So I told them to call over here. I don't know.
I know the bank, I work in conference, and I know we rented meeting space. But I don't know about the pavilion or.
So meteor policy states, it has to be an educational event in some way. So sometimes for groups that are wanting to do something that is not normal educational event and they're a great partner group or, you know, we want to meet with them in the community, we ask that they give us, you know, 10 or 15 minutes to talk about extension, and that's their education. So we try and work with these groups to have educational events. So all they have to do is call and run Barry, and he will go through the list with them, and he will give them that option and say, do you have education? If they say yes, great, we just need to tell us what it is, so we have proof of it. And then if they don't, then we try to work out, and some groups don't want us to talk, they don't want to do their thing. They, and then say, that's great, if you ever let us know, and then find it. That's community and policy, that all events here, now, that is a decision that you all can make. So if this group wants to be able to rent this facility out to anybody they want, that is a decision you all make. If you all wanna charge people to have baby showers here, or, you know, awards banquets, or, you know, anniversary parties, I mean, the Mercer County office renters out for a church. Like, it's not unusual, but it's a decision you all make, so per the current and these are the words, you all have to give your vote, and we take it to this group. So, that's all up to you, but as it stands now, it has to be educational. We do our best work for them to make sure it is.
But that would be a meeting room policy update. but
Correct.
one-
Correct, so that meeting room policy committee, if this sounds like something that you would like to be a part of, you can talk to Tyler, as I'm only speaking because I was facilities contact and I wrote helped with this, so I know more than poor Tyler's been here for a year, but he's gonna be super educated for that meeting, so, so if you would like to make changes to that at some point, now is your opportunity.
I think they will incorporate some training in that,
Perfect.
but it didn't get.
All
I mean,
they,
they contacted me like October
yeah.
first, and they wanted to do the 20th, and they couldn't get. Everybody.
Yeah, I
agree
mean,
with all that.
sometimes the date.
But I didn't know what the answer was, till it was, I think I can call
Yep, very,
Me and Barry.
it. You know, we can talk about Barry, it's not this Barry.
yeah. We have a facility manager whose sole job is to make sure this place runs smoothly, and make sure he communicates with people who are using the space, that they have everything that they need, and that they use the facility respectfully.
Anything else? All right, I think I have, we have our final item, of the agenda is an update from Rita. Closing remarks.
Sure. Well, thank you guys very much for coming out tonight and sharing your with us and with the agency of the office. Please know that the input is vital to the success of the extension program. As you guys know, our programs are very much grassroots based, meaning that each county's programs look slightly different. So, you know, every county is unique and special, and we cannot, in extension, be successful without you as our leaders. So I just want you to know that we appreciate you guys, we appreciate your time, your dedication. I know the agent and I appreciate all of your comforts and all of your great support. And just know that it's a two-way street. You know, you guys are so important to our success, and in turn, we in extension work hard to fulfill those needs that you and others have in our communities. So, I'm really glad to get to meet you guys in person. I was with you guys in March, but from a hospital room, so via Zoom, so I'm really glad to actually be able to see you guys face to face tonight. And I want you to know, as your area extension director, you know, it is my privilege to work with great leaders. I love working with all the leaders in my counties. And also, what you've done, I'm very serious in this. And if I haven't said it earlier, I'm going to say it now, and I can mean it, that my door is always open. You guys can call me, text me, if we need to meet, if we just need a phone call conversation, that's perfect. I'm a pretty good listener, so very happy to always talk to you guys if you have stuff that you can discuss, and happy to kind of help us work through that. And you guys have a great staff here. You guys are great leaders in your community. I appreciate you guys. There's not a whole lot. We already talked about the great name change and the gun donation to UK, which we're so appreciative of. We kind of moved through everything. Just appreciate your time and all of your input. You know, I know the agents probably appreciate that. Probably much here. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer those. But I'm just glad to be with you tonight. And I'm glad to be able to work with you guys in whatever way we can. And, I'm really sincere, right, and let's move it forward in a good way and get on board. And I just, y'all have questions or comments, I'm happy to address it. But again, thank you all so much. So, Amy, thank you for the meeting tonight.
That's right. All right, well, I don't believe we have any other business, so we don't have a motion to adjourn the meeting. I make a motion to second. Anyone that, maybe we got Mark. Any second?
Yeah.
All in favor, aye. Aye. Any opposed? Good, we're adjourned. Thank you all for your time this evening, and thank you to our extension agents.
Before you all, can you bring, if you wanted to be on the, meeting room policy committee? Thank you.